Okay. So let's do something more interesting than this. Like I will just be emitting like a raycast from this cylinder towards this plane, and when my raycast will hit my plane, it will draw that sprite on my plane main texture. Okay, and it will draw it only when I will be pressing the for example, the space bar using this function. Then you can create using this function. Okay, so let's do this. I will create another script. Create a CSharp script, and I will name it like Ray Emitter, something like that. Okay. Okay, so I'll be creating doing some declaration statement, like private. Okay, Ray cast hit. We'll name it Ray hit, and some other declaration statement. Public this time. Public vector to Ray what? Array xy. Okay. Okay. And in here I'll just do like the var hit. It's a boolean, since raycast is a function that return a boolean value. So var hit equal to physics raycast parenthesis. The origin will be our cylinder position, transform position. Period, the direction will be like our cylinder transform dot transform tmu app multiplied, since let's go back to my, we are casting, we need to cast a ray that will be going into this direction. Since my y is going in this direction, so I need to multiply it by -1 to have the opposite direction. So multiplied by -1, and I'll change this one to t. I'm using the instance of that transform, not the main class. And our output parameter will be like our ray hit parenthesis, the same ray hit, this value, and the distance that will be, the maximum distance will be like I'll put just 10 float. Okay, and close my parenthesis. So if hit is true, like our ray x y equal to ray hit dot texture coordinate. It's a vector 2D. Okay, semicolon. And as I said, I need to cast my array only when I press the space bar. So I will add like another condition. If get key input, it's an input from outside, input get key code space. So when this condition is true, it will emit a ray, and I have a parenthesis that need to be closed in here. Okay, let's rearrange our script like so. Control S. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so my vector array xy is a public vector, so and I can make it also a static, so I don't have to bother. Yeah, let's make it public static. Okay, like so. Control S, and I'll go back to in here, and like we'll be placing this in the update. We need to make sure, because when we take a close look at our function, if you will place like this computation in the update, it will execute our function several times, like, and you'll see that we have here, like, we'll be creating every time like a new instance of my of a Texture2D. Okay, and it's not good because it will jam our memory. We need to create this, like we need to execute this line only one times. Okay, so what we'll be doing, I will just create in here like private result, private texture 2D result texture, like so. And then in here I'll just delete this var. Okay, and condition if result texture is equal to null, then it will execute this line only one times in the beginning. We will be no longer equal to null. Okay. So Control S, and let's see what will happen now. Very important. It's very important. You have to write this part of this line, this condition. Otherwise, it can crash also Unity. It did happen with me. Like it crashed my Unity. So make sure you write this. It only need to be created only once. Okay. So you declare it outside the function in your class, outside the function. Okay. And it doesn't bother if it's private or not. Okay, so let's go back to our plain process. So I'm gonna take this, Control X, put it in here. You know what? I will be changing something here. Actually, I'll be doing everything in my array emitter script. So I'll be transferring everything in here. So what I will be doing, I will copy these from the plain process, these two line, copy. I'll place them in here. Okay, and also this line. I'll be doing everything in here. And I will be adding something else, actually, because I will be I will be changing the texture of my plane, so I need to add it like as a public variable, public game object plane obj or whatever, obj, like so. And then so also my function need to have there's some more stuff to add even to our function, since it will now the x and y of the center sprite will be changing with the position of my where the my raycast will intersect with my plane. So because I will be moving my cylinder like that, so my raycast will be hitting my plane in different places. So my center point will be changing like in here, like so. So, and something else that we need to know, that we need to take into account that the texture coordinate that we'll get from this function, they'll be changing from 0 to 1. That means this point is like 0 x 0 y, and this one is like 1 and 1, and the middle one in here like 0.5 and 0.5. It will give us like the coordinate in a percentage way. So 1 is 100%, 0%, 50% in here. So we need to convert those coordinate into a real coordinate, no percentage. Okay. So let's go back to our compute function, compute bitmap. We need to add to it like a float x or array x, and another float array y. Okay. These are the coordinate in percentage that we are going to get from this function. Okay. And we need to compute these two lines before computing the lines for the center sprite, because we are going to use the main width to get the real coordinate of the center sprite x and y. You'll see how. So, and you need to be careful because these are float. So when you multiply a float by an integer, you will get a float, not an integer. And these need to be like an integer. So we need to have like as a final result an integer, not a float. So for that, and how we'll get like the coordinate by multiplying main with the array x. Okay, but as I said, this is a float result, so I need to place it like math function floor to int open parenthesis and close parenthesis. What's wrong with my and the same math floor to int. Okay, whatever. Var center. Hold on, up like that. I'll just copy this. Oop. Control C, Control V, and small lower F. Shit. Whoop. Okay. So will be this one will be like the height. Ray Y. Oh my god. Okay. Like so. Like so. Like we need to fix this. Okay. The spelling, very important. Make sure that like so. Control S. Let's save. It's saved already. And we need to go back in here, and when we call our okay, we said like when we press the space bar, we will like cast a array and we will obtain this coordinate. After that, we can call our function. So let's go back to this line. I'll just copy it like that. Copy and paste. So this one will be like not anymore just transform, but will be like a plain obj equal to transform blah blah blah, and this one we need to add to it like the array x y x and the array x y, y. Okay. I'm gonna press enter in here just to have it like in 2 lines, so it's more easy to read. Okay, so the main texture of the plane, point, not equal. Okay, so the main texture of the plane will be like equal to, I mean, what my function bitmap add mix will give me as a texture, which will be like the mix between my sprite and my main texture at a point where the center point, this center point will be equal to the coordinate that we'll have like from the ray, the intersection between my ray that will be casted from this cylinder and this plane. And I have, what, I changed it already, why? Hold on. Okay, yes, I need to save it. I didn't save. No? Hold on. Yeah, I need to, this one has still like the old line, so I'm gonna just make it like a comment, convert it to a comment, so it doesn't execute anymore. Okay, so I changed this line, or I can just delete it. Actually I can just delete the entire script. I'm not using it anymore. So I can just select my plane and plane process, just remove component, and that's it. Okay. So my cylinder it has a name, let's say Canon, and I will associate with it like my script. Now we need just to associate this script ray emitter to my cylinder, this one. So I just select my cylinder and then look for my ray emitter and I associate it, and then I'll just like look for my texture. So this one need to be like the main texture, this sprite texture, and my plane object in here. And let's see what happened. Nothing. Why? Okay, hold on. Yeah, because we said like we need to press the space bar. Oops. Okay. And I didn't press the space bar. It's working. So let's change it to another place, like in here. It's working. And when we move our plane, yes. Okay, so it's working. But what I want to do, like each time when I press the space bar, I will just put like that sprite like a stamp, and it will remain there. And I will add to it like another stamp in here. And my goal is to do something like if I was drawing something on this plane, using that sprite as a brush. Okay. So what we need to do, like I need to maybe write it like that. Take this line of code, Control X, and then put like this main texture is equal like that. I'll be processing the main texture with itself and the sprite, and then make so it's equal to main texture. Okay, Control S. Let's see if it's working. It's going to work like that or not. Press play. Press space bar. It's working. So let's try to change this. It's working. each time when I press the space bar, it's executing a lot of time, like the Raycast. So that's why we're seeing like a lot of brushes one over the other. I'm just showing you like a simple way. You can just like starting from this idea to make something more complex. Okay. So it's like a way of drawing stuff, you know. That's all. I can, for example, just I'm going to uncheck to deactivate this line, like the if condition of the space bar. So by doing so, let's see what happens if I just deactivate this if condition of the pressing the space bar. Press play and look, it's like you're drawing. So okay. So I hope you'll find this tutorial like useful for doing any interesting thing in a video game or any graphic utility or whatever. I hope I didn't waste your time. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask me, and you have my email and through writing a comment into my YouTube channel, and I'll try to answer any of your question or any of your question as soon as I can. Thanks a lot for watching this video tutorial again.